Hi guys. Hi. Well, today this is Loving the Sparkles, and I got my hair cut. See, I cut off about 6 inches. It was like, wow, feels a whole lot better. And I am going to show y'all. You'll get the first looks. I'm gonna unroll her because remember I work on my couch. Believe it or not, I work on my couch because right now my draft table has the big monstrous paint on it, and I'm not taking that on and off. So I literally, let's see if I can flip y'all. Maybe it'll, let's see if I can flip it. Private chat settings. Okay, I was hoping it would show a way to do this, but it does not. So I will just do it this way. I'm sorry, guys, because she's big. She's very big. There we go. She is done. Gypsy Violet is completely done. I will do a post review on her. Then I will roll her. And I bought some purple tape to frame her with. And she will be framed with purple. And I'm going to put her where Mad Kitty is. So she'll have the new place of honor. So, the new skivvy. I was going to do the event in August, but found out a friend of mine's having an event in August and I didn't want to go over her event. So I have moved the event to June. So me and Amber Eclectic Journey are going to be doing the event together from June 1st until June, whatever, 30, 31st. I don't remember which one it is, but we'll be doing it that month. There will be weekly giveaways. So for the weekly giveaways, you'll have to upload a picture, a progress picture in, we have a hashtag. The hashtag is Let Your Witch Goddess Free. Hashtag and just run it on. The G in the witch, the G in the goddess, and the W in the witch are both uppercase. It is in my Facebook group. It is on Facebook, and it also is in Instagram. So you can hashtag it to any of those three places. We'll see it. I have a Google Doc, but I'm not sure if it's doing right because it's not showing up where you can just click it and it'll take you there. But I do have a Google Doc. I'm just going to have to get with someone who's a little more computer savvy and figure out how to make it have a link. But there is a Google Doc. And that's just to help us know where to send them to. I did one for my general page and then one for the event. I am one person away, guys. One person from hitting 100, and then I will have a giveaway. So I'm almost at 100. One little person. I did get me a P.O. box. It's in the description. So that way, if anyone wants to send me, anything for the event, I more than happily take it. So far, we've gotten some trays for giveaways, some cover minders for giveaways. I picked up some of the pins with the crystal in the end, or the big diamond in the end, and I'm going to convert them to diamond painting pins for the giveaway. I have some waxes that I have never used that will be going for the giveaway. So it'll be, we'll have some nice stuff. I already have something that'll go in as a grand prize and thinking of adding a few other things. So we'll see what we can come up with. I know Amber's son is thinking about making some resin cover minders. Um, I'm gonna check with Enablers Outpost and see if maybe we can get some of her shit as for giveaways. And I'll probably purchase some too to see how it is. But so we've got some stuff coming, and it can be anything that's witchy. It can be Merlin-y, wizardly, because those are basically male witches. Um, Anything goddess or god oriented, but anything in that realm. So that is going to be running from June 1st to June 30. I think it's 30th, really do. I'm not sure. I done forgot the saying, but that will be it. And everyone who's been following me, I have fabulous news. They have put it up in front of a medical board, and my long-term, I didn't know, but for long-term disability, your case has to go up in front of a medical board to say, yeah, you can have it. But it got approved. So at least I'll have income coming in until I can get permanent disability. That'd be great at some point. Not sure when. I was thinking it was the 30th, but I could not remember. So it runs from June 1st to June 30th. And Amber, I made a Google Doc, but I don't know how to turn it into a link. I mean, I took the link off of off the whatever that thing is, and I put it in there, but it doesn't come up to where you can just click on it and link it. And I thought as long as you had the HTTPS in the front of it, that it would link it, but it's not. So I don't know. I may have to get someone to figure out how to make it do that, or do some research on the computer, one or the other. And I still have, I don't think I'm going to start anything new for the rest of the month. I'll either work on my big hay. And I got that project that someone asked me to do. They watched my videos when I was in there doing my, yeah, I mean, when you go on there, you'll see none of my links are working as links. They're there, but they're not working as links. I do have a Ko-Fi account. I have a Patreon account. I have a PayPal Me account, but none of them are coming up as links. I put the Google Doc in there. I mean, it took me a while to figure out how to make that stupid sucker. I had to add some add-ons, and oh, my poor brain. My poor brain. Poor brain. Gotta remember when I went to school, I went through nursing school with a protractor, colored pencils, and a ruler. There was no such thing as a computer. A typewriter, lots of pen and paper. It's like, so me and this computer thingy, I'm doing really well, because when I first started the YouTube stuff, I really wasn't sure how it was going to work, because it was like, oh, I wanted to cry sometimes, but I think I'm getting there. But I do have income coming in. I have got some gorgeous pictures on the next few videos that you're going to see. What's Smurf you? I don't know how to Smurf you either. I was going to say, I got Smurf pictures of my grandson that on my next few videos I make, I'm going to post this picture of him in the back of them, because it is so cute. It is so stinking cute. But yeah, I don't. But if you can go in there and get those, you're welcome to make them pop up as a link, and they should, because they're Google Docs. You should be able to go on there, and I think it says edit at the end, so you should be able to go in there and do stuff to it. Because it's supposed to be where you can go in there, and because I wanted to get their names and their addresses and their emails, so that if they win the giveaway, we don't have to try to find all that stuff. It would just be there. I did post that if you want to be in the weekly giveaway, you need to upload a hashtag for that week to show your progress. And like I said, they will work in any of the platforms, as far as Facebook, the Facebook group, or Instagram, because I put them in all three. Let me see what else. Oh, I think I'm going to spend the rest of this month, instead of starting a new canvas, I'm going to work on my Hade. get her a little further. And I've got someone requested when I did my portfolio video if I would inventory my room, and I really do, because that rack behind me with all them boxes are full of canvases, and I couldn't tell you what's in a blooming canvas because unsmart me did not write what it was when I first opened it on the box. So I have all these boxes and have no clue what's in them. So I'm gonna have to sit down and pull everyone out, see what it is, write it on the box so that I can figure it out. I mean, it's like, my gosh. It's like, ugh. And I think I finally figured out how to change my YouTube name when you're searching for me, that it'll be Luvinsparkles instead of the long one, because I went in there and found out I have to change my name in my email, which I did. So it's coming up that way, so it should cross over. It's just going to take a little bit. Let me see, what else is today? Did I do today? Oh, I know what it is. I'm going to do, in fact, I might a little later get on and do it live with y'all. But I'm going to make the little teeny, I'll pull some out, little jars of paint, like the ones you can get the acrylic paint at Dollar Tree or at, Hobby Lobby, Walmart, the little tiny tube, paint. And I'm going to show you how to make a holder for those to where you don't have to have them just all over your table. It's really cool. I finally found the stuff I needed. So I'm going to do a little thing on that. So I will probably, after a while, pop up another live and have all the stuff gathered and sit down on the floor and work it out with y'all. And I went and found, oh, God, I don't know how much. I went and bought a bunch of meat today. I bought $50 worth of meat, or $50 in meat. And it was probably, because I know the roast was like a $12 roast and I got it for $5. And it's just because it's Harps and they do a lot of these 5 for 25 sales. And so I was just really picky on what my 5 were. Okay, yeah, because me and computer, like I said, Canva kicked my butt. Canva kicked my butt. Hi, Tijuana. Canva totally just killed me. Killed me. I mean, I sit there and I've worked with Canva and I start crying. I can't make it do a blooming thing, at least with the apps. And I've kind of figured out how to make, like the couple I did on the new releases. I figured how to at least make KindMaster put music in there. And so I got that figured out. It's like, oh Lord. Oh, good God. Make me want to cry. And Karina, I didn't realize you were Tijuana. I was like, who is this? But yeah, it was so nice. I went in town and like I said, got 6 inches of hair chopped off, but it was all the dead, icky stuff. We're supposed to get storms again. The one that came through Wednesday was so bad that I went to bed. I know that's bad. I should go hide, but I mean, there's really nowhere out here to go, and I don't have a storm shelter. So I thought I'm going to go to bed, and I just went to sleep. And I woke up, and I mean, I could feel the wind hitting the house, and it was whistling through the windows. And I was like, man, it's really bad out there. My daughter was like, well, was it bad? I said, yeah, but at least I had clothes on. So if I got thrown out in the yard, at least I wouldn't be laying out there naked. It was like, no. Oh, guys, I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know who was in the Uncrafty Crafters live last night, but this is the stiffy I was talking. Look how big that is. You see that? I literally, to get it shaped like this, had to put one end on the couch and then put all my body weight on the other end to make the thing don't move. I'm telling, when it says on the box, it says, although a little stiff. I was like, it ain't a little stiff. This thing is like a lot stiff. Oh, my Lord. Oh, wow. Like that name, but wow. It's like I used to work with a Haley Contreras. And Haley wasn't with an H either. It was like, I can't remember, Q or something. It was something strange. And then my maiden name, I got my maiden name. My family got in a big feud before I was born. And it would have been Viserie, like Vercerie. And they got in a big family feud. And then my side of the family that I have now went to Walsh. Why they picked Walsh, I don't know. But them crazy Italians, they are crazy. I'm telling you, crazy. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll make I was like, yeah. Hold on just a minute because I'm gonna have to let me get I'll have to do it in the laptop because otherwise it won't. StreamYard won't let you. But I will gladly smurf you. I need a few smurfs. And none of my normal smurfs are in here. I was like, smurf me? I was thinking, well, that's kind of like the other day when my daughter sent me a text and said, Asher's in the bathroom crying. And when I asked him why, he said, because he don't want to be blue. And I was like, blue? What do you mean blue? I couldn't figure it out. I was like, blue? Question mark? And so I sat there and she goes, yeah, Mom. She goes, he didn't want to be blue. And I was like, what are you talking about? She goes, and he goes, well, see if I can figure it out. He didn't want to be blue. And I was like, what are you talking about? She goes, let me see. Let me get my computer to quit. But oh, and let me get mute. Nope. Oh, and let me get that one. There, I muted it. Thank goodness. But so I was like, what do you mean blue? And she said she went in there and he was literally sitting on the floor crying his eyes out. Okay. Why will it not let me? Because I'm trying to make you blue. And I know I've made people blue before. It should come up with that choice. Edit channel. No, 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 no. Hold on just a minute. But he literally had painted himself totally blue with a marker. Trying to figure out how to smurf you here. Okay. Ah, there it is. Found it. Found it. Found it. It was under all the pop-ups. Ah, there. You're blue. You should be blue. But it was kind of comical because she sent me the pictures and I laughed so hard. I thought I was going to die. I really did. I mean, he literally painted his entire abdomen blue, his arms blue. He had blue up by his lips, and then he'd put his shirt back on because he couldn't get the blue off. So she thought he meant that something bad happened at school and that's why he was blue. She said, well, let's take a bath. Maybe you'll be better. And she said, I took his shirt off and his entire body, except for down below, is blue. And he was like, but Mommy, I don't want to be blue no more. I was like, oh my Lord. Of course, granted, this is the child that's going to get talked to next Friday when he gets here. because I found out he went up to the top of the ladder, which is about 20 feet in the air. So, yeah, we're having a discussion on that one because we're not supposed to go 20 feet in the air on the ladder. It's like I can't even go 3 feet in the air on a ladder, and you're going to go 20. But I was like, oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. Kids are so funny. So funny. Let me see what else has gone on. So I'm gonna do. It's probably gonna take me a week to inventory that craft room. I don't know if anyone's actually seen it, but oh, got like 300 and something paintings in there. I got to inventory. So I guess I don't know. Maybe I can take laptop in there and pull up a doc sheet and put them on the doc sheet. Maybe print it out later, and then at least I'll have a printout of what I got. Because I know what I've done, but most of what I've done is not here because I've given them away as gifts. Oh, yeah, it is because I'm going to take those blue pictures. I asked my daughter's permission and put them in as a last because you know how I'll usually put like one of the dogs or cats doing something funny. Oh, I'm going to put his blue little pictures. It's like, yeah. So he gets to go at the end of the video roll because it was so cute. But I laughed so hard that my incisions actually hurt, which is, kind of a strange thing. But it was like, oh my gosh. And I did, like I said, I got my P.O. box. So the address is in my description box on YouTube because it won't let you link in the StreamYard description box. And I'm going to try to see if I can find where I can just write out a description maybe somewhere in there and just link it in or something like that because kind of pain to try to remember all that. Oh, I don't even know. I don't even know. I really don't even know. I just know it's like half of the top of that rack and then like the next rack down. It's yeah. I was a very bad girl for quite a while until my daughter come in and she was like, "Mom, you instead of Houston, we have a problem." She's like, "Mom, you have a problem. You need to go talk to your doctor." It was like, okay, because I mean, ooh, GBFKE, and I have a discount code in my description box. Has some really nice paintings, and they do really, really well. And who is the other one? One Day Savings. There's the one I did of that the orange girl. It was the drills were really good, and the canvas, and they're not bad. It was like $5 for that. So check out those two, One Day Savings and GBFKE. And GBFKE, I have a 10% discount code, and they come in really quick. I mean, they came in really, really quick. But it was like, yeah, and I captured by Radiance. Their version ones are like $35, and then if you use Bed B1, you'll get another 10% off. But I think that's just for the second version. But it's just like, yeah. And I noticed that DAC has 20%, but it's usually on their ones that are going out, so you may already have them. I saw a couple this weekend, and instead of getting the candle, I got the coupon for the discount, $35 discount. And I might actually go for one of those this weekend because there's a couple that are really pretty. The colors get me. The colors get me, evidently. So, and evidently, Amber, I was told by Nix last night when she asked what my interests were and what I used to do. And she said, "Oh, honey, you're a hedge witch." And I was like, "Oh, what?" She goes, "Yeah, you're a hedge witch." So evidently I'm a hedge witch. So I'm looking up what the heck a hedge witch is. But I used to do like energy magic, crystal magic, and some spells. because I would find some spell work that really did work. Like when I had the little haunted house thing going on. Um, and I mean, I did some research and it said to get grave dirt from a loved one's grave and then put it around the house, in the periphery, and it will drive them out. And so my mom went to my grandmother's grave and actually got some dirt and I put it in the little teeny mason jars and had it in like all the window seals. Poor people that bought my house probably was wondering, what's this dirt for? But I was getting tired of Willie running around the house doing crazy stuff. I mean, he was like, it would always sound like someone was throwing a broom down in the game room. I mean, it did sound just like someone throwing a broom on the ground. There wasn't nothing going on, or a bunch of plastic cups being thrown on the ground, or the lights would come on, the lights would go off. Sometimes you would see it like a figure walk through, but not really. It's kind of that's hard to explain, but you would see him, but then you tell yourself, "Nah, there can't be nothing there." It was just crazy stuff, and I just got tired of it, so put the I looked it up and it said to get grave dirt, so I did that. I used to make these concoctions, and actually they were really pretty good. I need to find my book where I got all my stuff that I made my stuff from. And if I don't have it, I guess I'll start collecting books again. But I used to do like salves and ointments and stuff like that for bruises and aches and pains, kind of like the herbal remedies and crystal stuff. I love crystals. I can actually make what was it? It's the green one. And it's not hematite, but it's the other one that's the green one. I have done, when I was in basic training, I used to do it every night. I would start to go to sleep and I could literally feel myself raise above the bed and I would just kind of float around for a while and then go back to my body. I'm very empathic, which is why it's been so good for my mentality not to be in nursing anymore, because with being an empath, every time I'd walk in a room, if it was, I'd feel it. I mean, I walked in one patient's room and said, his soul is no longer here. I said, I don't care what that machine's saying, he is gone. And then they did testing, and yes, he was gone. So, I can usually feel when things are around me. I've sensed when my mom was here. But I was like, what is it? I told her, I said, I have no idea what kind I am. She asked what I feel and what I do. And I told her, and she was like, oh, you're a this. I was like, oh, okay. But I got to where I got good enough that I started scaring myself and I had no one to talk to. So I kind of quit, because I got to where I could silence my brain enough to where if I got quiet and worked on it, I could raise the flame on a candle about 3 inches. But it takes a lot of work and a lot of energy to do the energy stuff like that. Yeah, takes a lot. A whole lot. You'd be like, damn, that was hard. But yeah. So I finally came out of the closet again and just said that everyone else will just have to deal with it. I did that once with my mom. Went and made a big thing of my concoction because I sold it actually. And my uncle walked in and said, my God, what is that smell? And my mom was like, I don't know. She's in there making one of her voodoo concoctions. it was bad. You boil all the herbs and then you drain them. And then you mix them with this and you mix it with that and you mix it with this and then you put it in your jar. Yeah, it stunk. It was, but it worked great. I want to train as a Reiki. Yeah, I had Reiki done on me for my um, I had a torn rotator cuff from a patient. And I actually made it for 4 months doing Reiki until a patient on a ventilator jumped over the bed rails. And then I, without being prepared for it, hefted him up and tore it the rest of the way and had to get surgery. But I figured I'll tackle one thing at a time. But yes, and I know because I had a teacher that when I was in college taught that. Like she could actually go up and down your body and tell you where you were having problems, and work on it. And so, but yes, being an empath really, I mean, it was like I could walk in a room and if someone was super depressed, it was instant. It would hit me. If they're really happy, it would hit me. It was just, oh, oh, and then I'm kind of like, I worked with the Hindu, and he believed that in reincarnation, but he believed you could come back as a cockroach or a fly or what. He wouldn't let us kill a bug because it could be somebody. But we had a nurse that was like she'd kill them anyway, and say she was helping them on their evolutionary process. I was like, oh Lord, he's going to kill you. And so I think you can come back, but not as a bug. Not as a bug. I figure you just come back till you learned everything you need to learn and then you stay on the other plane, but not as a bug. No. I would say I'd like to come back as a dog, see, a dog. She had a little sweet face. That's all he does is lay there like so. And if I could come back and just lay there like so, that wouldn't be so bad. But I know that there's people out there that are evil to dogs. Let's see, he was my one that came from a stray that we found starving in a barrel, and she got pregnant. He's one from that litter. And the one at my feet, we found him starving, just roaming around out here and took him in. I think my other one is the only one I actually went and picked out. And that was because he kind of stood up, jumped up, and was like, hey, mommy, pick me. Pick me. I was just like, oh, Lord, okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to start doing Friday evening, but around 4 to 6. If that sounds good to everyone, just kind of pick that as a time. That way it'll get the ones that are coming in and going out. But yeah, I've got a couple of books. I'm going to go to Books A Million because I seem to do better with the books you can hold in your hand. And I wished I could find my old Book of Shadows that I had started because it had some really cool spells that I had done. But I don't know whatever happened. I've moved like 2 or 3 times. It may be in that closet that since I have moved in here, believe it or not, moved in here. I've been here since 2013, so almost 9 years. And there is 2 closets that are packed. One of them I know is paint and all my quilting stuff. The other one, I honestly could not tell you what's in there. But you know what? I evidently did not need it that bad. If it's still in that closet and I haven't touched it, I just there's no doorknob on the closet, so I got to figure out how to get in there. I think I finally found replacement doorknobs. And mine is the woman's ingenuity way of doing it. Mine's a modular home, and the doorknobs you can regularly buy, the part that goes out in and out your door won't fit through the hole. Well, I figured out a way to do it. You beat that damn thing in there. My dad was just like, "Oh my Lord!" I said, "Yeah, I took the." He goes, "Well, what'd you use for a hammer?" I said, "My meat masher," and it worked. So I found the other ones, and I'll go in there and meat mash them, so at least I can get in the closets and see what's in there. Maybe I can take it to Goodwill and at least have another closet. That'd be cool, because if I'm not going to use it, I'll take it to Goodwill. At least someone can use it. And I don't know if anyone would be interested in. I mean, I can't even get to it. It's like I think I got a whole rack of soap I made in there, but when it got put in there, then the doorknob came off. And so I'm going to have to get pliers to get the door open. And then when I do, I have the doorknobs, but they don't fit. So I'm just going to do like I did the other two. And I whacked them hard enough, I finally made them work. It was like, one way or another, you're going to work. My way or the highway, it can work. So find what's in there. And what I don't like, I got 2 soda streams. I don't use them. So why not take them to Goodwill and let them give them to someone who may use them? And I am thinking of guys, because I've made a lot of my own cover minders that for the event, I'm going to go to Goodwill in Russellville and I'm going to go to Goodwill in Conway. And I'm going to see, because you know how a lot of times they'll have the costume brooches, and I'm going to see what they have. And if it's reasonable, I might pick up some of those because I got magnets coming from China on a slow boat, but it says it's shipped, so maybe it's not coming out of Shanghai. And make some homemade minders from brooches that I find in the Goodwill. And I mean, I have done that. My son, he brought me home a frog that he found in the parking because he knows I love frogs. Love frogs. And he said, I got something for you, Mom. And you could tell it was an old brooch that had broke off. And all the stones had come out of this thing, but it was a frog. And so he gave it to me, and I took it and took all my rhinestones, some of my rhinestones that I have, and I glued the rhinestones all around this frog's and then put 2 blue ones in his eyes. And so now I have a sparkly, blue-eyed frog. And so, I mean, I found some magnets and I found an old brooch that was like butterfly, silver butterfly. I mean, I just find all kinds of stuff. And I went on yesterday and tried to find some witchy looking things and got a few witchy oriented, um, like Love You to the Moon and Back and someone sitting in the moon shadow and kind of thing that are cover minders. So we're actually out looking for things for the event. I know Amber's been looking around things, just things we can pick up and throw in the giveaways, and then make a good grand prize giveaway. But it was like, oh my lord, oh my lord. And then hopefully, well, no, it's supposed to be bad night. My daughter's already sending me things saying, have you seen this? No, I live in Arkansas. I live about halfway in between Little Rock and Fort Smith. So your daughter's probably about 9 hours, 8 or 9 hours from me. And like Ruby Q is probably about 3. I told her someday we ought to just talk about meet up somewhere. But and then I actually found a couple of witches or Wiccans, pagans in Russellville, which is 25 minutes one way of me, and then someone else is 25 minutes the other way from me. And actually, one that's, ooh, I want to learn how to do some resin work. I mean, not enough to really take over my diamond painting, but just some cute resin work. And then I love candles. I love making candles. I used to make candles and bath salts. Because I used to have every oil. I finally threw them out because they were so old. I mean, they were like 20 years old. So I threw them out and figured I'd just have to get new ones. But I would make bath salts and just buy a bunch of plain Epsom salt and, put a little dye and a little whatever kind of scent you want. And I knew how much you could add because, I mean, I really did. I took aromatherapy classes or courses and herbology courses. It's just when you don't work with it, you forget it. It's amazing how much you forget if you don't work with it every day. Ooh, I just like any kind of candles. I used to love those ones where they kept dipping them and then they would shape them, and so that was cool. So I do know some people out here that I can start meeting up with, and some of them have festivals where you can meet up and meet other people. And I could probably even sell some of my done diamond paintings because there's a lot of people that love the pictures. They just don't want to take the time to do them. I've actually thought about, like for friends that keep saying, I wish that I could do that, but I know I just don't have the patience. And I try to tell them that it'll help. Eh, sorry, guys, that's my collagen. Eh. But supposedly it's supposed to help my skin and hair, but it doesn't taste the best. It's like I I miss having, like, when my grandkids are out here. I love it because my granddaughter does stuff with me, and my daughter sometimes will do stuff with me. I just miss having someone around that you could do things together with. So it's kind of, and the dogs are great, but you know they just come look at you when you're going to the bathroom like, do you need help? Like, no, go away. I finally told him, I said, I don't come stick my head under you when you're peeing. Go away. Don't need your help. Go. Because they all three poof right in front of you. And it's like, what? I don't need it. Go. Go, go. And then like I go visit my dad, but he'll be 78 this year. But I did convince him, and I watched him do it. I gave him the key to my post office box, and I'm like, if you, because he likes to go to town all the time. Me, not so much, because it's 34 miles round trip. That's me. That's just a big waste of gas unless you're going to do something. And so it was just, yeah, big waste of gas. And so now, but I gave him my key, and I said, this way, if you're going to town just for milk, because he won't even stop at Dollar General and get his milk, he'll go all the way in town. I don't get that, but it's like, if that makes you happy, you know. And so I gave him my key, and I was like, just take the other way around and stop by and check my box, because someone mentioned, well, if you don't have a P.O. box, how are we supposed to send you anything? Like, okay, point taken. It's just me getting up that early. I'm not a morning person. I'm an afternoon stay up all night, which is how I stay up all night in Nix's. I have no problem staying up all night in Nix's. I'm usually like right there with her until she leaves because I'm a night person. I could sit there, and I love when Walmart was 24 hours. I mean, of course, COVID killed that, but when Walmart was 24 hours a day, I would literally, when the kids were in school, wake them up at midnight, go do their school shopping at midnight. That way they didn't have to fight anyone for anything. They could just go get whatever they wanted. I didn't have to fight the crowd. Now, the little security dude looked at me like I was crazy, mama, but I thought it was great. I mean, it was like, hey, yeah. Hi, Sarah. I hope you're feeling better, hun. I really do, because I know how bad it just sucks to feel bad. So I'm hoping you're feeling better. Oh, and like I was telling them, here is that stiffy I was talking about. Let me see if I can get it in the picture. Yeah. Look how thick that is. That thing, I literally was having to jump up and down on it to make it bend. And I finally figured out where to place it on my table so I'm not hitting it. So I've almost got it figured out. But that thing, and it wasn't that expensive, but that thing is like mega. Yeah, mega. There ain't no flex to it. I literally had to put one part on the couch and put my body weight in the other part to make it bend. So yeah, it ain't gonna go nowhere. Did anyone get any of the new releases from Uniquely Yours? I ended up getting the Wild Waves or the Seven Horses, whichever one you want to call it. Yeah, I got that one. I'm gonna put it above the kids' living room couch, and then I have two Inyas. I have Artemisa and Lost Lost Girl, and I'm gonna put Lost Girl on one side and Artemisa on the other. It'll be my a little thing. And I might actually leave it. I'm fixing to take Mad Kitty down, put it in the boys' bedroom, and change it out with Gypsy Violet. And she'll go up there for a while. It's like I just rotate them around. A little rotate a picture. And then like if Uberon and Titania ever comes out in Uniquely Yours, I'll probably repurchase it. Oh, yeah, that one was gorgeous too. I was just like, oh, but the horses one called me because you know how it starts with that first horse being in the wave, like right underneath the wave, and then it's like the horse is coming out from under the wave. And I was like, that's kind of how I felt for this last 4 years. So I was like, yeah, I can relate. That's it. I'm finally, coming out from under that wave. So I was like, that is my picture. That's it. And then I might switch out Titania over there and put her somewhere else and put something else up there. I just kind of rotate them. But like it only took me 13 days to do Gypsy Violet. It's like, of course, she was around. I don't do rounds quite as fast, but I can knock one out that size in a month. Rounds, you just kind of slap on there. And she's sparkly. I didn't realize she was so sparkly. She is sparkly. That's pretty. And then for the one that's going to be for Nyx's, I don't think you go to Nyx's lives, but she's doing a Phoenix and Fantasy, and I'm doing that one I just did the unboxing for, and I've got to pull out because I got a whole Elizabeth Ward full of ABs and figure out what ABs I want to use. Yeah, there was quite a few on there I wanted. Oh, Lord. Like one of the very first on the Bigelow, was it Chris Bigelow or something like that? Oh my Lord, that very first cottage, I love that. And some of the first couple of Sheena Pikes, I really like those too. Yeah, I just finished the Gypsy Violet. I finished my Purple Rose on the bottom last night or yesterday afternoon. But I multi-place too, so she had a lot. There's actually a lot of multi-placing in Gypsy Violet. I have not done Mother Earth. I do own Mother Earth, but I have not done Mother Earth. And then I have like Secret Garden and yeah, Mask of Love. I started out working on those little 20 by 30. Yeah, I like the little monkey too. That was cute. I'll probably end up doing that, getting that sometime in the year and giving it to a grandkid. Their rooms are like covered in paintings. I have one son that has the Ghost Rider, the Vengeance, where he's all flamed up and the motorcycle's all flamed up and the chain's all flamed up. Well, he got that one and it was huge. It was huge. It's I think every bit of a 24 by 34 or something like that. Oh, that's so pretty. That'll be awesome, Sarah. That will be yes, thumbs up. Um, but that thing was huge. And then I did one. He wanted a Knight Rider card. I think it's Nick's Dark Sky, but just type in NYX and she should come up. And I think it's Dark Sky, or I'll send you a channel link. And she's on she moved her time. She's on every Saturday at 8 o'clock Eastern now. And I mean, she's on until the last person's there. She will stay on there all night. You can watch her Twitch of her printing the trays. Like if your tray's up, she'll tell you this is your tray. And she got a couple of new colors. Dragon scale. And it's almost like a satiny, purpley gray. Very pretty. Very pretty. Thanks. It was Nick Sky, but it is. She's awesome to watch, and she's got like, was it 5 ferrets? I think she's got 5 ferrets that run around. Hey, do you guys want me to show you the DICK dragon? The one that everybody was talking about in the lives that Diamonds and Washi got? I didn't get the color I ordered, which I was not happy about, but I did get one because I thought it was so cute. And what I did is I put it up on a very high shelf to where the little kids couldn't see it, but the adults could. And to watch their faces as they walked by and saw that thing, oh my God, it was funny. It was funny. And if you want to see it, I'll pull it down and show it to you because this is the cutest thing you've ever seen. Yes, it is. And for those of you, did Bev get it too? I'll go ahead and show it. And that way, if Christopher comes in and watches it, he'll see it because he was asking about it. And I only got the little 2-inch one because it's cute. This is the cutest little thing. Here is my little dick dragon. There it is. I mean, but he's a little dragon, but he's a dick. I mean, it is. Is that not cute? It's a. I'll have to link the site for that too, and it comes in multiple sizes. But it is so cute. And I had actually ordered the purpley violet that turns to blue, but yeah. But Diamond and Washi got that. And someone sent it to her, and she had no clue she was getting it. And the look on that girl's face, at least I knew I was getting it. It was funny when I got it. I opened it up, and my dad said, "What'd you get?" And I pulled that out and showed my dad, and he like to die. Oh God. Be glad when I'm done with that. But yeah, nothing like showing your parents that. But it was funny. But they're just used to me by now. They're just used to me. And anyone that doesn't mind stuff like that, Tijuana, you need to be in Ruby Q's live tonight. Amber, if you don't mind, Ruby Q's live. I don't know what she's got, but I've seen a couple of her references to it. And her Frisky Friday is going to be really frisky. Let me hold on. I'm gonna see if I can keep you guys. I don't know if I can. Let me see if I can keep you guys. Maybe. Let me see if I can do this. I'm trying to do it without losing you. Okay, maybe you're still there. Hopefully. Trying to find the Etsy link. What is it? Comedy Print Company. Okay. Okay, it's Comedy Print Yeah, Frisky Friday is going to be something tonight. Need to watch it. It's Comedy Print Co. on Etsy is the one that has those Tijuana. And it is, yeah. And I think they come in, like I got the little 2-inch one. They have 3-inch ones. I think it goes all the way up to 6-inch ones. But it was like, it's so cute. Very realistic, but so cute. But yeah, she said her Frisky Friday night is going to be like super frisky. So I guess she went shopping. It was funny because at one point, Pure Romance, and y'all know what that is, they had where you could sign up to sell it, and you got this big box, and it was a special. Because normally it's like a couple $100 to sign up to be a distributor for them, and it was a special of like $99. And I thought, well, just a few of those things in there would cost $99. So I went ahead and signed up, never sold a thing. And then me and my daughter went through the box and I was like, yeah, you can have that. No, I'm keeping this. No, you can have that. No, I'm keeping this. I was like, she's still like, I'm going to go home with all this stuff. And my husband's going to want to know where I've been. I was like, well, but it was like, I'm not going to go pay, full price for anything. But they do have this stuff in it. What is it? Body booster. And it's like got caffeine in it. But like if your belly's kind of loose, you put it on there and it will actually tighten your belly up. I don't know. Caffeine does something to the fat in it, shrinks it. I don't know. But it did work. Like your legs. Of course, you quit using it, it comes back. Just like, you start eating again, it comes back. I don't think there's any way after you hit 50 that you can stay skinny. It's comedy. Hold on a minute. I think it was Comedy Print. Yes, Comedy Print CO in Etsy. And yeah, it was hilarious. And actually, I've only had one Etsy seller that was bad. He went on vacation and was like, "Oh, I'll get your stuff when I come back." And you know what? I never ever got it. Never. But yeah, I died. I laughed so hard on her Frisky Friday. It starts out with your true crime, or something. She's sitting there making her because she's in the earrings now, making the clay earrings and stuff. And she's just working on that clay, and then she just pops in the Frisky Friday, and it's just like, and then a lot of them girls they just run with it. It just depends on how wild they are that night. I think how much they've been drinking, and it's hilarious. Oh, if you're wanting Ruby, it's Ruby Q Crafts. Hey Amber, can you put the link up for Ruby Q, or do you have it? If not, I'll have to go in and get it later and get it to her. But yeah, Ruby Q is hilarious to watch. Yeah, Frisky Friday is Ruby Q. It's Ruby Q Crafts, and it starts out and it's true crime. Sometimes it's just like what's going on in her life, and then poof, you're in the Frisky Friday. And I don't know if you was in there the night. Amber, were you in there the night when Mr. Q come out and he didn't realize that she was on face to face, and he was like twerking her butt at her, and everyone was like, I think she made a $200 that night. People were just like throwing tips at him, bring Mr. Q out again, and he'd come out and they throw more money at him. She was trying to get money for her chair, and she had that money for that chair in like 2 weeks. I was just like, dang. I'm to the point that one more, and finally it'll let me change my channel where it'll actually change the link to Luvinsparkles because you have to have 100 people to let it change your link. I was like, wow. Oh, that was hilarious. I sat here and I laughed and laughed and laughed. That was so funny. I mean, and he was just like kept popping back in. That was great. That was great. Were you watching it? Were you watching her back when she was in Hawaii and she got that haunted doll, cursed doll from Mrs. Coffee? And she went and stuck it up by her son, and he went and jumped out the window and started screaming help outside. I was just like, oh my God, cops are gonna show up. I mean, she was sit there and stuck it up by him, and he just went and opened the window and flew out the window. It was like, dang. Yeah, I bet she was freaking out last week because I think they got some of what we got, and it was pretty impressive. Monday night, there was a tornado that touched down on the other side of my daughter, a couple miles from where she lived. And then on where my son lives, a couple miles from where he lived, it was just like, oh, Lord. I mean, it's like, yeah. And then who else do I watch that's pretty funny? Bev can be pretty funny, like when she brought that possum that was in the formaldehyde. It's just like people were freaking out because they were like, what is that, a dead rat? I used to have a rat. We had a flying squirrel. The tree, we had a bad storm and it threw the nest out of the tree. And the mother was no around. I guess the mother died. And there was two babies. They didn't even have fur yet. And my ex-husband brought them in and he sat here and one didn't make it. The other one did. And he would sit here and he fed them by a dropper, little bitty dropper. And he would feed them by a dropper every hour for like 2 weeks. I was just like, oh my God, you got, yeah. So every night, he'd get up every hour and feed this little squirrel by a dropper. And then he started using a syringe. And he had me get a little heater pad and he put it up underneath and we put it in a cage. And, he would always, like when he was up, it was always under his shirt. And I mean, by the time this thing actually had fur, he would call it and it'd come running up to his shoulder. And I mean, they were best of friends. Well, then one of the dogs decided that, oh, it's a squirrel and I'm a squirrel dog. And you know what? You're not home. It's in a cage. And that dog tore that cage apart to get to that little squirrel and killed it. My ex-husband flipped his mind. And so I was like, well, I can't get you another squirrel, but I can get you a rat. So I went and bought him a rat for a pet. And he bought this rat, this huge, huge. And I think what it was one of those ferret cages because it had like 3 or 4 levels. It was huge, massive. We ended up giving it to the schools after the rat died. But he sat here and he turned that rat. I bet that rat was diabetic. It was fat because he was always feeding it cake and cookies and all kinds of crap. It had rat food, but no, it wanted cakes and cookies and he was a junk food, sweet fanatic. So he was just sharing it with the rat. I was like, man, you're going to make that thing diabetic. And I mean, I think it went blind, but it would come. He'd call it. And it was his best friend. And the kids, loved playing with the rat. What did they call it? Ratatouille, I think. And the squirrel was Chip from Chip and Dale. I mean, it was like, yeah, we've had some strange pets. Strange pets. But nothing like my daughter when she was little. And I told her, I said, I hope your kids don't bring you hunting home like she brought home snakes. You try to get rid of them. She'd be like, no, that's not my snake. And I'm like, no, it's not your snake because there ain't no snakes in my house. Her little grasshoppers in the bed, pull back the sheets and grasshoppers come flying at me. She thought that was great. I like to have a cornery because I don't like anything that hops, crawls, slithers, nothing. No, no. It was, yeah, no. I told her, she did tell me, she said, Mom, your mom curse is coming through. Because I always told her, I said, your kid's going to be just like you, if not worse. And she goes, I think your mom curse worked. I said, no, all three of her kind of like you. It's just yours are spread out. Because each one of them do some of the stuff that her mom, yeah. Mm, yeah. And I get them again next weekend because she's got to go some trip for work. So I'm going to have them for the weekend. So I've already started planning on things to do with them. And so I think I'm going to hop off of here right now and I'll be back in about 30 minutes because I'm going to go gather all the stuff to make the, the thing I was talking about. And I got to go different rooms to gather it. So I will be back shortly. So I will see you in a few minutes, guys. I'm going to end it and then I'll pop back in. Okay. And it's going to be, I'll label it paint holder. Does that sound good? And I will see you guys in just a few minutes. Bye.